Hey guys, welcome back. This week I decided to talk about something that I really care about, zero waste, as we all know. I love zero waste lifestyle, but more specifically, I went to 3 stores, I went to 2 different ones that I hadn't been to that much before, and one other I just know about. 3 in total though. Aldi, Whole Foods, and Publix. And my goal is to kind of explain my experience of how eco-friendly they are, how zero waste they are, and all that stuff. So I only have one picture of me at Whole Foods, but it's in the bulk aisle, so I'm gonna show you guys that when I talk about Whole Foods. So first I was at Aldi's, which is actually a German grocery store brand, so I was my native habitat. No, but they have a really cool system with their carts. You have to put like a 25 cent 25 cents in there, and then you get to pull out the card because they're all attached until you put in 25 cents. So you take it out and you go into the store, and they are not fully like they're in Germany. In Germany we actually have like kind of half an aisle of like really long aisle. There's just a huge section that's dedicated to bread. So like we technically have a vending machine where you can just press a certain type of bread you want and it'll spit it out. But then there's also other things that are more in bulk, which is they just have plastic containers that they refill with croissants, moon bread, all sorts of other breads. And you can just pick them out and then put them in a bag, and that's all that. So they sadly don't have the system here, but they are still relatively eco-friendly in the way that one item that I bought from them was eggs, which I think are 75 cents, so that's really cheap for a carton of like 12 eggs. And it's cardboard. It's not plastic, they're just in cardboard, which is actually the way we have it in Germany. Though eggs in Germany are packaged in cardboard and are also outside of the freezer fridge, because eggs normally are brown when they come out of the chicken, and the only reason they're white in the US is just because American citizens just prefer white eggs, so they're basically just dyed white, which is then also why they need to be refrigerated, because basically science. So anyways, they don't have them brown here because I'm assuming that American citizens would be like, what? And be like totally sidetracked by it, but they still have them put in a cardboard, which is so much better. I think it's biodegradable, if not recyclable, and they're 75 cents, so they're super cheap too, so you can easily get a couple. So all these, from my experience when going to the one here, wasn't necessarily as eco-friendly as I hoped it was gonna be. Mainly, a lot of things were still packaged. The produce aisle in general though, like most grocery stores have them, is pretty eco-friendly given that most things there aren't that packaged, which is also sad when grocery stores do that, because it's like, it's produce, it's okay if you just leave it out, it's not gonna rot or anything, like it's not gonna, you can just leave it. Anyways, so all these was on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like perfect, probably a good 6, just because their system in general helps stuff, but they're still, because they have to bend to the rules also of just American grocery stores, they can't really be the full like, we're gonna be eco-friendly and healthy. But yeah, they are trying, and I think if they tried to put more of like the bread system we have at home over here, I think people would actually enjoy it, and it would also just help be a lot more waste reducing. So yeah, the second store I went to was Whole Foods. By the way, actually let me backtrack. Aldi's is not expensive at all. I got several items. I got like almond milk, then I got eggs and a little bit of chocolate, all with like $5. So that's pretty cheap. Whole Foods on the other hand is a little bit more expensive. However, they also have, I hope you guys can see this aisle. So they have a Whole Foods, they just have a bulk aisle where you can go with it. At the bottom you can see they have like a bunch of mason jars, which you can buy one then refill it there. Of course you can also walk in with your own stuff, but you know, just being able to go into Whole Foods and go into the bulk aisle and just fill up like an oatmeal, flour, a whole bunch of other items. It's always good. And I think Whole Foods was definitely like amazing for me because I was like, oh my god, I've never even seen this. So I was like a kid in the candy store for the first time. I absolutely loved it. I would definitely recommend Whole Foods for people that have a pretty steady job and therefore a pretty steady income, because then you can probably afford a little bit more expensive foods. For them, it's pretty expensive, mainly because I'm assuming because living zero waste isn't super popular, and it's also a lot more if the demand isn't very high. So like if not that many people buy it, you're gonna have to put a higher price on it, versus if a lot of people buy it, you could put a very low price on it. And I think Whole Foods is one of the stores where it's like, it's just a generally expensive store. They are kind of built like IKEA because they have a little food center where you can literally just go and eat a meal like lunch, like IKEA, and then they have their shopping central, which, you know, cool, but it's also, I think, where just the whole thing comes in of that Whole Foods is the more expensive zero waste kind. I think the most effective way to actually be zero waste when going grocery shopping is probably the farmer's market. You get most of your items there. I actually know that in LA they have an organization that takes the foods that grocery stores won't because they think they're like not suitable for the store and ships them out to people. And with not suitable for the store label, they just mean it's stuff that the grocery store is like, oh, this potato doesn't look pretty enough. It has a little dent on the side, and then they're like, there's nothing wrong with it. And then they just send it out to other people. So that is in LA, if you live in LA, but don't actually know the name of it. I might be able to find the video and link it below, I'll see. But anyway, Whole Foods is definitely anchored towards being more eco-friendly, being more zero waste, but they're still very expensive because they are positioned in a pretty good part, like where a lot of people are just, they have a steady income, they can afford having more expensive foods. So Whole Foods is definitely a better option for if you got a lot of money, or at least if you want to spend every dime you've got on food, then I think it's a good option. But other than that, I would say try the farmer's market instead. Lastly is Publix. Publix is, well, I think most of you probably know it. Publix is pretty plasticky. So Publix sells most of their items wrapped in plastic, even in the produce aisle, which is why it's very tough to get anything there that is not in plastic. But Publix does have better prices, and therefore a lot of people tend to go to Publix. Also because it's just closer to everyone, so it's like, why wouldn't I go to Publix if it's right around the corner? There was one more thing that I wanted to mention, which is, anyway, so I would highly suggest, if you do want to make a change, consider going to the farmer's market for like produce and that kind of stuff, because though you can get it at Publix, Aldi's, Whole Foods, pretty much all of them are going to be heavily wrapped in plastic, and you'll have a higher likelihood of finding something not wrapped in plastic on the farmer's market because it's people's own money going towards their selling point, and a lot of people are like, there's nothing wrong with the food, you can leave it be as it is. You don't need to wrap it 100 times in plastic, it's gonna be completely fine. All you need to do is just, you know, well, put like a little fly thing over it, but yeah, no, generally speaking still, Walmart is probably the cheapest grocery option to do. However, I know for a fact that they're very plasticky. They have close to everything wrapped in plastic, which is why I don't go there, but also because it's not that close to my house. But yeah, I'm gonna probably go to the farmer's market next and see if I can buy some foods there. And yeah, I'll maybe take you guys with me, see if I can, you know, live up to the challenge of zero waste, of just buying food and trying to be as zero waste as possible. But if you guys would like to see me do something like that, like going grocery shopping for a meal or something and trying to be as zero waste as possible, I would definitely love to do that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell, comment below, and thank you guys so much for watching.